President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. They're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. And I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me. But he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's, your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that, because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible. And you're not credible as a reporter.
Not releasing the Epstein files. Fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't care what you do. Start a fucking war. Just don't let them get out. If I go down, I will bring all of you down with me.
So normally I would err on the side of caution and I would say something like that is probably AI generated. With some factors at play, his voice was very, very hoarse yesterday. And if he spent the majority of the weekend on the phone yelling at people like that recording shows, and then he publicly pulled his support from Marjorie Taylor Greene this weekend, I'm gonna have to say that phone conversation is very real. If it barks like a dog, if it walks like a dog, it's a dog. And they did say Trump is the dog that didn't bark yet, but maybe he just didn't bark publicly, and maybe he was barking over the phone like this all along. And we're not just gonna skim over the part where he said start a war or something. If I go down, you're all going down with me. Get him the fuck out. Impeach him immediately.
I also asked the president in the Oval Office about the Epstein files because he said that if this bill makes its way to his desk, that he will sign it. So I asked him, why wait for Congress? He could just go ahead and release the files right now. But he didn't give a clear answer. Instead, he tried to turn the focus to Democrats, blaming them, blaming the press, blaming me personally, and again calling this all a hoax. But he still didn't give a clear answer as to why he won't just release the Epstein files.
And I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax.
First of all, let me say this about this whole Epstein file ordeal. I just want to say, this would have been a good-ass season if it was on Scandal, boy. Woo! I would have binge-watched this shit in one day. One day. That's how good this is, man. This is crazy. And another thing I want to say is, this is a clear prime example of how white privilege work with these Epstein files. You got white people connected to child sexual abuse, and y'all playing with releasing the files. Release the file. Don't release it. Release it. Don't release it. Black people can't even be, we can't even hide being tardy on our work files without getting in trouble or damn near getting fired. Let alone being connected to some child sexual abuse shit. That's crazy. I mean, that's why black people kind of sitting this one out. Be like, look, if any black people was on the island, some of them probably already locked up. They already got R. Kelly. They already got Diddy. Anybody else on that island, they get caught up, we gonna be like, oh, well, nigga, you shouldn't have been on the island. You should have known it ain't no real island anyway if they don't got oxtails. I don't know no real island that don't got oxtails. That's how you know your ass shouldn't have been on there. But we ain't gonna take up for them.
This is massive breaking news from the Senate, and Trump is now backed into a corner with only one card left to play, the DOJ. Just moments ago, the Senate used unanimous consent to pass releasing the e-files information into law, the same bill that was voted on by the House of Representatives earlier today. Now, Speaker of the House had hoped that the Senate would delay things, add amendments, make changes, and send it back for another vote. Again, delay the process. That didn't happen. And now Trump has to sign this into law because he already said he would. That's why the Senate's going, well, Trump said he'd sign it, so let's just have him sign it. But he has one card left to play, the DOJ. Do we really think we can trust anything we get from this administration or the DOJ? Now, I've been saying this for months, and this has been my key point all along. Any information we get has to be heavily scrutinized. It's likely going to be censored and redacted. But it is the law of the land now, or soon will be as soon as Trump signs it, to release the information. But we have to remember where this is being filtered through. Trump's DOJ and Pam Bondi herself, and probably even Kash Patel. We don't know how many eyes and fingers are all up in this, but Trump has lost control of the monster that he created. This whole thing, it's a Democratic hoax. It's all Democrats that are in it. We don't care. The Democrats in it, fine. We want to know everybody that's in it. That's what they don't understand. And now it's the law. We have to know everyone that's in it. And Trump did this to himself.
Democrats are reeling as Donald Trump plays 4D chess with the Epstein files.
Yeah, that 4D chess line is not the last stupid thing you'll hear one of these yapping skin tags say in this video. But it's been tough to be a MAGA Trump supporter over the last, couple weeks with the whole Epstein thing. So I understand that they're desperate for a win and they just grasped at anything, like when Trump did this.
Trump is flipping the script back on the Democrats. He's ordering the DOJ to go investigate Epstein's relationship with Mr. Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah, Dems are shaking. Trump ordered the DOJ to investigate, Bill Clinton, some of his administration, other Democrats. J.P. Morgan Chase, which is hilarious because he had the guy in charge of that at the White House like last week. But sure, that's what he's doing. Even Pam Bondi's like, oh, thanks, boss. Thanks for giving me the green light. And all these right-wingers are like, oh, you Dems, you got to be shaking in your boots now. And then an odd thing happened after Trump did this. He came out and said, if you vote for the list, I'll sign it. And he's encouraging Republicans to vote yes to release the list after spending weeks demanding that they not. Special meetings with Lauren Boebert and having a huge falling out with Marjorie Taylor Greene, threatening people. Now he's like, go ahead, I'm fine with it. And legal experts, they have a theory as to why. So let's say they do vote to release the files, and then the DOJ comes in and goes, oh, but wait a moment. We have an active, open investigation that involved these files. We can't release them. They're part of an investigation. Most of the right-wingers haven't picked up on this, but a few of them have, like that 4D chess guy. And he seems pretty happy about it.
When they vote to release everything next week, we're going to know everybody's involved anyways. No, but that's the beauty of it. No attorney anywhere will release the files if it's a part of a current investigation, which could go on till the end of time.
When all of this comes out, because it will at some point, whether it's tomorrow or a month from now or 11 years from now, it will come out. And when it does, and we see all the people they were trying to protect, I want you all to remember every single right-wing shill who had been before screaming about the Epstein list until Trump was like, nah, and then they have done nothing but apologize and backpedal. I want you to remember every single person like that celebrated how brilliant a move this was by Trump. I want you to remember all of them and never, ever, ever let them forget because there are nearly 1,000 victims of him that have come forward and spoken, and they deserve better than this. This is fucking gross.
This meltdown is real. Trump is scared of something, but do you really think he's guilty? Do you think? What do you think? Let me see that in the comments. Because the meltdown is something else. Like, he has not been himself. He's worried. You can find it in the way he talks to people. Look at the way he just spoke to Mary Bruce. Look at the way he spoke to that lady. Right? You can sense he's tensed. Why is he so tensed? If he is innocent, why is he so tensed? I thought a clear conscience fears no accusation. But why the tension? This is really crazy. But just like that guy said, there's a kind of white privilege at play in all of this. Because the way they're kind of delaying, this file's been out there, you know that this thing has got to do with white privilege. Because if this was to be a black man, they would have released this thing since, and all hell would have let loose. It would have let loose. But honestly, we are here and we really want to see what the outcome of these things would be. What do you think the outcome will be? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? What do you think will happen? Let me see your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you later.